OK, so in this next example, what we are going to discuss, Keith, is what we call inscribed angles. So to go back to inscribed angles, I want to go back to central angles, which we started our conversation on circles. So a central angle. This is a review. Remember, a central angle is an angle that you have a circle with a center. All right? A central angle is an angle where the vertex of the angle is at the center, and then projects to the edges of the circle with two endpoints. Now remember, when we were talking about this central angle, let's call this A, B, and C. Right? If I said what was the measure of my arc AB, we said the measure of arc AB was the same as the central angle, which was x degrees. Okay? So we could say that this distance, this measurement of AB, not the distance, that's the length, but the measurement of AB is going to be equal to what we call the central angle x. Right? But remember, for it to be a central angle, it has to have the vertex at its center. And remember, the sum of all central angles add up to 360. Now what we're going to talk about is inscribed. Now, inscribed angles, there's going to be three cases. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Now, we already talked about an angle that has a vertex at the center. So we're going to have our center. OK? However, our vertex is no longer going to be at the center like it is for a central angle. Our vertex is now, let's have AB. So case 1, an inscribed angle. All right? And let's call these AB. It can either have the center inscribed in between the angle. It can have a line that goes through it. Or it can have the center outside of it. Now, what's important about an inscribed angle is that, one, you guys notice that the vertex is not at the center. The vertex is on the circle. All right? And also, what's important is, if you guys remember, we had the central angle was equal to x, right? It was equal to that angle. For an inscribed angle, Layla, the measure of an inscribed angle, so we'll say measure of angle D. All right, fine. What do you want to call it? Y? Let's call these all Y. So the measure of angle Y, this angle right here, this angle right here, the measure of angle Y is equal to 1/2 the measure of the arc AB. And that's true for all inscribed angles. So I'm not going to write that 3 times. So again, it's very important. 1/2 measure of arc AB. So it's equal to 1/2 of it. It's not equal to the same. If I said this is 100 degrees, what is this? 100 degrees. If I say this is 100 degrees, what is Y? 50 degrees. The angle is 1/2 of what your arc measure is. OK? Does everybody see that? So then if I say this is 13 degrees, then the arc measure for this one would be 26. Very good. We're not solving for anything right now. I'm just going through the general definition of inscribed angles. Right now. Does that make sense?